Hey, it's 2026 and we are back with another Spotlight update. In this video, I want to show you a couple of things that we've added into Spotlight and just give you a summary of how they work, show you a couple of tips and tricks. First thing I want to show you is the importer. Now, we have a brand new importer. It's so much easier to use, more user-friendly, so you can save a lot of time there. Then we are now supporting collecting assets. That's the second thing we're going to talk about. So that's usually useful when you are sharing your projects with different editors. And now we collect all of those assets that you imported from Spotlight. You put it in one folder, give it to your other editor or whoever, and they'll have all the assets right there. So that's another thing. Then we have a new tool called OBS Chapter Extractor. Now, this tool allows you to take your OBS recordings and extract chapters that you put in OBS and put them into Premiere as markers. So this is gonna save you a lot of time, especially if you are using OBS for your recordings, because now you can put these chapters there. And then we have a new library called 3D Screens, which will allow you to create these 3D animations from your screenshots and things like that directly in Premiere and give you full control over your camera animations and things like that. So let's go. So let's jump to Premiere and we go to Window, Extensions, Spotlight Effects. It's going to open up the extension. Before we do anything else, it's probably a good idea to sign in. So click here. That's going to open up your browser. If it doesn't open automatically, it is open. It's just Windows, doing Windows things. So click on that, and because I'm already signed in, I just click Continue to Spotlight, and that's it. You're signed in Spotlight now. Let's go to Transitions. I know it doesn't really matter. It's just to, show you how it actually works. So let's do this one. So we download it and now it's ready. How it used to work before this update was that you had to select exactly 2 footage files. So like this, and then you hit import. It still works that way as well. And it still puts that transition exactly where it needs to be, which is right here, you see, and it works perfectly fine. Let me show you the problem with this. Because if we go to texts and I don't know, we're gonna put some headline on it, like this one, doesn't really matter. I just want to show you. So if you import it here, previously you wouldn't be able to put a transition between these clips because now they're not 2, but they're 3. And what you had to do before was select these 2 and nest them together. So again, you have 2 of them. No longer needed. You can put as many of these as you want. So, you can duplicate, you can create different texts and different overlays, yada, yada. Just put it on top of it. But the way it works now is that you take your time head right here and you align it to a position where you want that transition to be inserted. So we want it here. Let's just go back to Transitions, Camera. By the way, quick tip for you. If you don't want to be switching between these things all the time, you have your previous imports right here. So you click that and that'll take you straight to that transition. So if you import it now, first of all, deselect everything and then you import it. It's going to import it on top of it, but it will include all of those text animations as well. Now you can put transitions anywhere you want. So I don't know, for some reason you want to put transition here, you don't have to make a cut and then select these 2. You just align that playhead there and you import the transition and it will be dropped right there. And what happens if you want to put that transition right here and you don't have any other tracks available here? So something like this, right? What we can do is just drop that transition here and it will be dropped there because there is a space in between these 2 clips. Now, if there was something obstructing that clip, so something like this, for example, and then you try to import it, it will be imported on top of it. So we will never override anything you have in your sequences. That applies to audio as well. So if the transition or whatever has an audio, we make sure that we don't override anything that you have in your sequences. And a bunch of other tips, like for example, if you want to put a transition only at the beginning here, like let's say you have something like this and you want to put transition right here on that edge, what you could do is just select that one specific clip and import it right there. And as you can see, we made that cut for you. So it starts from the middle of that transition. So we offset everything nicely. Again, another thing is like what happens if you want to put transition at the end, because some people like to edit this way. So again, what you need to do, align it, hold down Shift, that aligns it perfectly there. And then you just import and that's going to drop that transition right there. And as you can see, it works perfectly. The same thing works with everything else in Spotlight. So the importer is smart enough to know that, okay, you're working with transitions, so we're going to apply these transition things. But let's say you're working with elements, and now we have these new 3D screens here. So if you want to put, I don't know, this footage into this 3D screen, so let's just download it and can just select it and import. And you will see that that is now part of that 3D look. And of course you have full control over your footage, effects, camera animation, start, end times, whatever it is. There's a lot of these different things that you can do with it. And it is actual 3D space, so it's not just mapped on it, but you can see, you know, it can create some really interesting effects. And let's say you don't have anything in selection and you want to import a text. So let's do that again. Let's do this one, which is the same. You see that we are importing 10 seconds of that file because there was nothing in selection. If you selected this file, this footage, and then you click import, we're going to match the length of that footage. But how are you going to change that 10 seconds? Let's say you want to do 5 seconds, right? Not 10 seconds. You can do that by clicking here on your avatar and go into settings. And there's this default import duration. So let's just put it, I don't know, 5 or something. And now deselect everything, import, and now it's only 5 seconds long. Another thing that we've heard quite a bit of feedback from you guys is how to share the project. So let's say you have multiple video editors working on the same project. So this is a clean sequence. Nothing from Spotlight was imported here. Let's just say we want to put some transition here. I don't know, some lights. This one is quite nice. Let's download it. Import. It's going to be imported right there. You probably noticed that now you have this bin here called Spotlight Effects. If you open it, it shows you transitions, yada yada, all of that kind of stuff. And now when you open the actual folder, you will see this Spotlight Effects folder as well. And that has transitions. That's exactly the same as you see right here. So what you could do now is just take all of this and share it with your other editors, and they will have all of these assets right there, so they don't really need to relink anything. You'll probably notice on that first example that I used these new 3D screens, but let me show you how they actually work. So these are brand new, completely recreated from scratch, and let's say we want to create this classic newspaper with highlight effect and then put it into this 3D scene. So let's start. I've got this texture here. It's just some random newspaper. And we want to, I don't know, position it like this. And we want to put some, I don't know, circle or something like that. So first we're going to go to Elements, Markers. And okay, let's do this circle here. And import it right there. Okay, so something like that. And obviously just position it wherever you need it. A new, okay, that's it. Yellow, probably not the best color for this, but I see some red down here. So let's do red color as well. Okay, great. Now, already looks fine, right? But it lacks that motion. That's what 3D screens are for. So go to Elements, 3D screens, and let's pick some. This one looks good. So again, we deselect everything or select everything. Doesn't really matter for these 3D screens, because we're going to take everything that you have in the sequence and we're going to put it into that 3D scene. So download it first if you haven't, and then import. And there you go. Everything is ready, including that animation, including the blur on the edges. And on top of that, you can change absolutely everything about this. Create wiggle, reflection, texture, glare, you name it, we probably have it here as settings. And you don't even need to leave your main sequence. That's one of the biggest benefits. So for example, that blur, if you don't like it, you can decrease it. And there you go, that's it. Or how about vignetting? So you can increase that if you really like that. RGB split, you know, creating those more techie kind of things. Now, if you go down here into camera, you can see that you can create basically anything you want. So for example, if you want this to be zoomed out a bit more, so you can basically just decrease this to a point. I mean, you can even do this. That will zoom in like that. And now that looks like a proper newspaper. But let's say we want a different background. Just go back to background and you can change it to something else, whatever you like. Whatever you need to change regarding animation, you will see here on the camera, and timings and whatnot, so you can slow down that animation. So now it's going to take 10 seconds. It's going to start from the beginning and it's going to end at 10 seconds. We also updated these cards over here. So if you go to any of these categories, now we have these new cards, and if you hover over it, it will show you a little preview, whatever is inside of that library. Okay, so now we are in OBS, as you can see by the interface. What I want to show you are these markers, because some of you who are using OBS, especially for people who are streaming, gaming and whatnot, this will be really helpful to you. So if you go to your OBS settings down here, and we go to output, recording, this recording format has to be set to hybrid MP4 or hybrid MOV file. So one of these two, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to use these new markers. Anyway, so let's set it up to some of them. One of them, let's just go to hotkeys and search for chapter. See this one, add chapter marker, hybrid MP4 MOV only. So I have it set up for Control-Alt-L. So whenever I press that, it's just going to put a marker wherever we are in this footage. So for example here, we are actually recording this screen. So if I press that shortcut, it should create a marker wherever we pressed it. So I press it again, and let's say you are gaming and you have, like, I don't know, some kill streak you want to show or something like that, you just press that shortcut. Let's move on to Premiere and I'll show you how those markers are going to be translated into your sequence. Okay, so now we are in Premiere and this is the footage that we just recorded from that OBS. So let's go to Spotlight, click on Toolbox, and there's this new tool, OBS Chapter Extractor. Click on it and it will prompt you to install it first, because we need to download some dependencies for this to work. So click on that and just select the footage. It's already selected, and click Extract OBS Regions. And as you can see, now we have these green chapters down here. So if you double click on it, it will open in this view and you can just select specific chapters that you want, just like that. Now, going back to Spotlight, you can just as easily remove those regions, just like that, and you are back where you were. And you can also switch between regions and markers. So I like to use markers, not regions, but that depends on your use case. Click on markers and click Extract OBS Markers. And as you can see, now we have them down here. So if you hold down Shift, it will snap specifically to that marker. There, there, and there. So that's it for this video, but going forward, I want to do more of these, monthly update videos, and also some tutorials and things like that. But our priority for 2026 is to give you new assets, new tools, new collections, and basically anything and everything that you might need, editing your videos in Premiere or After Effects. I keep repeating myself, but it's really important that you actually let us know what that thing is, what you need in your workflow. And you do that by clicking on this chat bubble down here in the application and sending us a message. All right, that's it, and I'll see you in the next video.